Hello and welcome to That British Homestead. My name's Nick and today, well, we're going to have a little look around the allotment, so let's get started. So starting off, we've got the pumpkins and jasmines patch. They're looking amazing. This one I believe is called a zombie pumpkin, which is a large pumpkin with little lovely bits on it. I'm hoping to have quite a decent amount of pumpkins this year. We always try for about 3, one for mummy, one for daddy, and one for Jasmine obviously. And we carve them every year. It's a really special tradition for us. So I'm hoping that that will continue this year. This pumpkin, I believe it's called Big Jim, is a large pumpkin. We're very excited about that too. We're going to get about 1 on each of these and try to grow them as big as possible. These dahlias really struggled at the beginning of the year and now we're looking amazing. I really like the colour. It's like white with black lines. They're very pretty. They are a mixed variety of dahlias, but somehow I've got 2 that are almost the same. This one's more pinkish than this one, but they look absolutely stunning and they'll be here forever now, which is amazing. I don't lift them, I just leave them in the ground, and even last year when it got to, what was it, -6, my dahlias still survived, so wonderful. Jazzy will love these for years to come. The strawberries at the back of this plot are doing really, really well. They are like dropped down in production. I still get strawberries about that big though from there, but it does make sense that they're dropping down in production to make them runners. You kind of sacrifice this year for next year's harvest. This flower garden is pretty much ending off. This is a perennial flower garden, so it will be again this year. We've got some beautiful rabbit flowers here that are coming up. There's some more later flowers coming up, but this is definitely something that I'm going to invest more time in. The flowers made us so happy this year. Got this lovely cherry tree that's really growing quite quickly this year, which is very exciting. Obviously concentrated on the roots last year, which is fantastic. Before you know it, it's going to be as tall as I am. This is the asparagus. I was going to say forest, but it's not quite, is it? So we've stopped harvesting these on the 1st of June every year. I grew all of these from seed. We've got a whole entire tray of them to go out next year. Super excited about that. I love asparagus and so does Jasmine. Here, as you can see, we're saving all of our own carrot seeds. I've had an absolute terrible germination rate on carrots this year, so we're not going to be bothering with any of the else's. We're going to have our own carrots. I don't even care if they mix. They're all one variety, but if they do get mixed, it's absolutely fine. The bees and the bugs absolutely love them, so, and I think they just look dead impressive and dead pretty. Here we've got another dahlia. This dahlia is really pretty, as you can see. It's like pink with a darker edge around it. I really enjoy them. The rest of this bed has been sown with carrots. So this bed has been completely harvested, as you can see. I've gone ahead and weeded it a bit as well, which is always very good. And these are the last of the carrots. These carrots are called Craig carrots, which are meant to be the largest carrots that you can grow. Onions that you can grow. I've also sown all of this with carrots, which is exciting. I've also freshened it with a bit of horse manure, so fingers crossed we get some carrots from this bed. You probably remember me saying I'm awful at growing carrots. Last year we had such a fantastic harvest of carrots. This year, I don't know, maybe it's the black thumbs, I'm not sure. Is there something you can't grow? Let me know down below. Perhaps you can have me some tips for growing carrots. I'd be really appreciative of that. This is the last of the onions. The onions have been absolutely great this year. Got them drying in the greenhouse, I'll show you in a minute. These have been really good. So whenever they're sort of finished, I'm sort of grabbing them out, taking a lot home and not even curing them at the moment because I love my onions. So any that have like died off like this one or have folded over like this one here, then I'm going to go ahead and harvest them. Once this is all harvested, I'm going to go and put some beetroot in here that I've started at home. I'm quite excited about the beetroot as well. The front of this bed has already been sown with beetroot seeds, so hopefully we'll see some germination real soon. So this is our pepper and chilli patch. Last year we did really well in peppers and chilies, which led me to be a little bit arrogant, like, oh, I can grow these really well. And basically we went straight into a drought, and I was like, they'll be fine. And they really struggled. So next year I'm going to make sure I'm watering all the way through, and I'm fingers crossed. They look very small right now, but I'm sure they're going to grow and be massive in a few weeks. I really want to have enough chilies and peppers to put away this year, so fingers crossed. Believe it or not, this is actually a successful bed. This is our potatoes. We're going to be harvesting them real soon. And as you can see, they're doing real good. So I'm hoping that when we come in this weekend, we're going to have absolute whoppers. So this bed was broad beans, but we've gone through and absolutely harvested them all, put them in the freezer. And this year we're growing cabbages in here. So all of these are cabbages. We've got red duddum in here, we've got red head in here, we've got April, and we've got some, I think it's called Spring Hero. So they're going to be absolutely great. We've done them really lovely in there. I'm really proud of this bed. We've also got some kohlrabi in there as well. Can you smell the sauerkraut this year? I think I can. I've already got a jar already. All the way through here we have more peppers. The peppers here have done really well. So you can see the peppers here. We've got some weeds. Like always, I do need to come through and harvest the weeds. This is a beautiful eggplant, which I'm so grateful to have because we actually bought these plants this year. Another eggplant over there, which is very exciting. We've got some chili plants here, and I believe that is a pepper plant. So we're really hoping to get quite a few peppers. Every year we make our own chili sauce, so I'm hoping this year there's no exception because I love chili sauce. So it's like these things that when you start growing, you start making, you're like, I can't go back now, I can't go back. Talking of which, this is the tomato jungle. One thing I've been doing ever since I started growing, like literally the first year I started growing, I always grow enough of my tomatoes so that I can have as many jars of tomato salsa or tomato sauce that I actually want. We did massively loads last year, and I'm hoping to get the same amount out of here next year, fingers crossed. Helicopter. So hot, look at the rosy cheeks. This area here looks a little bit empty because we've just gone through and harvested. Behind here used to be a load of broad beans. They're all gone now in the freezer. Got some chilies here. At the front here looking like a complete mess. Here we've got some peas that I'm saving for seed. I'm pretty much done with them. They're going to be harvested this week for pea seeds for next year. Got garlic that still needs to be harvested at the back. It's doing really well. It's elephant garlic, so I'm giving it that little bit longer to get a bit bigger. That was embarrassing. Here we've got a lot of weeding to do, but apart from that, we have the start of our leeks for the year. So I'm really excited about them. This is full of leeks, so we're going to do a big reveal later on. Probably not today. I know I keep threatening and taking that off. I'm not going to lie to you, I really need to weed. So here, as you can see, we have rows of carrot seeds. I've just put them in just now. I have gone through, and that's why they look butchered. This is my perennial spinach, and I've got 2 huge bunches of that taken out. I've got some more, just change you around, some more onion, carrot seeds going to seed there, which is good. The last of the beetroot left in. These are fresh beetroot. I feel like an air hostess. And you see here, these are the fresh beetroot. Along here in this little cage, just so that it doesn't attack anything else, you've got some celery. It's really important for us. Celery is like a super important harvest for us because we make all of our own stocks. And if you've ever made stock without celery, you know it's just not good. It's a shame, really, it really is. So yeah, it's really important to have our own stock so that we can have that and grow it and can it and stuff like that. Just had a massive batch of chicken stock this week. Oh, it's exciting stuff. It's like literally like gold. It really is. It's so yummy. It's really important. So this side, I like to think of this as Jam City. It's all the jam that we'll have for this year. Now we've got raspberries, we've got black currants, and we've got our tayberry bush. They're all doing really fantastically. I do think the black currant bush, I do think I kind of over trimmed it last year, but that's just a lesson learned, isn't it? You can't eat your lessons, but you can learn from them. So these are all of our raspberries. Raspberries here have an issue with the bindweed. Bindweed is a right pain in the bum. I come through all the time and harvest these. Now, to maximise my space, this whole area it's also been seeded with mushrooms. I'm talking wine cap mushrooms and grey oyster mushrooms. So hopefully when all of this dies back and starts to look really rubbish, I'll come through and clip it all, and then you'll have those mushrooms come through this fall or next spring. I'm just fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's like a jungle, isn't it? So here is my tayberry tree. Look at this. It's literally like falling over with snails. No, it's falling over with all of the fruit on there. It's so impressive. It's so nice to see this. I'm so happy that we're getting a decent tayberry harvest this year, because basically we absolutely love the jam that comes from this. This is probably our favourite jam by far. These are huge, like black currants, blackberries. Yeah, blackberries, about this big, and they're really lovely. They're super expensive in the shop, and just something that you just really, there's like a small pannet like this big with like 6 of them in there, costs about £3-4 in the UK. So it's just something that I just wouldn't buy loads and loads of, but it's so good to have your own, because then you can grow and eat whatever you fancy, or whatever you can grow, because I love carrots, so listen to me, pinch of salt. Now, the last but not least, and I'm really proud of this, it's about time for a harvest again. Here is our rhubarb, and it's huge, and we're going to come through this Saturday and absolutely muller the harvest on here and take out some weeds. Cutting edge stuff, cutting edge stuff. So let me know down below, is your garden booming? I feel like I've got a lot of growth, but I don't necessarily have the oodles and oodles of summer harvest yet. In about a week or so, we're going to absolutely smash all of those tomatoes. I'm so excited about that. I do feel like this year I'm making decisions, right? I need more strawberries. I'm going to put another massive strawberry patch over in the other allotment, which I'll probably show you the next time I do an allotment tour. I also think that I need to double down on things like beetroots, which I don't know why, I'm always like, beetroot, I'll do that later, but I need to double down on that. Cabbages seem to be going well this year. I've already had, 4 cabbages. I've still got a load over the other side. I'm going to harvest a ton of them on Saturday. I need to double down on things like spinaches, lettuces, and all of that sort of stuff. I've really enjoyed having them this year. I think it's important to have. Also, my timings need to get a little bit better. I was speaking to someone about the potatoes. I had a bit of a naff potato year this year, and I religiously plant my potatoes at the 17th of March, like religiously. But I think this year it was just a bit damp, and maybe I should pay a little bit more mind to the weather than what I normally do, because it was a very cold winter this winter, which is very exciting. My trees are absolutely smashing it. My grapes, oh my days, my grapes actually have grapes on them. My grape twig has grapes, 2 bunches. Oh, I bet they're going to taste amazing. I'm so excited. I'm actually going to probably go out and buy another grape, and I'm been really, really loving apricots recently, so I'm going to go ahead and buy myself an apricot tree. Probably going to get a massive one, stick it in the ground. It would be fantastic. I think it's really important to eat lots of fruit. I'm like trying to eat my 5 a day every day, which, to be honest, I don't know, some days it's like a real struggle, and some days it's like, well, I've eaten way more than 5 a day. So I think the more fruit I have down here, the more I'm going to snack on fruit, and the more likely I am to fulfill that obligation of my body. So yeah, as you know, you're probably the same. As you get older, you kind of have to pay attention to what you eat. Weeding is a massive thing at the moment. I'm going to finish weeding that allotment, and as that one's starting to look really good, this one's starting to look super weedy, which is really important because I get to bring you down here, and now I've shown you it's if someone came round and my house wasn't tidy, that's how I feel when you see my weeds. It's a bit awkward, but it's important to show because I guess that you guys have weeds too. Do you have weeds? Is it just me? Well, I think it's important to be honest, and I honestly have weeds, so it is what it is. And like I said, I've had a real absolute rubbish time trying to get a carrot to germinate, which is so funny because I struggled last year in lots of places, and now I've got carrots coming up to seed. So I'm going to save those seeds because obviously every time you save seeds, that carrot gets more climatized to your climate, even though I mean it's changing all the time, isn't it, the weather, but it gets more and more climatized, and I want to get a real solid, easy, good, strong seeds so that I have this harvest every year. As we expand to make the most of out of our allotments, I think it's imperative that we're able to grow and harvest and store them, because wouldn't it be amazing if you get all of your fruit and veg from just your local allotment? That would be crazy. That's the dream. But obviously, you know, that's something that we've got to look forward to. Every year I get slightly better, every year I have more of a chance of doing so, which is very exciting. But at the moment I'm excited about my 4 beetroots and my 1 potato and my 3 onions, so it is what it is. Totally forgotten to show you the greenhouse. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So the greenhouse, can't really bring the tripod. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. I can't really bring the tripod in here, so bear with me. So these are all the melons that we're growing. They're looking really good. Undersown by lettuce. I'm going to have to go through and get that. Some of the lettuce is bolting. All of this is our garlics. I think it was 150-ish that we got in the end. We have another 20 at home, so we've absolutely smashed our target of 160. There's more at the bottom, as you can see, they're just everywhere. Got some onions at the bottom as well, drying out. So, I'm clicking buttons. So basically, once we have finished with those, let's get outside, it's too hot in there. So once we've finished with them, we're gonna go ahead and put them in the garage and have them stored. You know, I showed you my storage area before. Hopefully they're gonna store for quite a long time. Once they're done, I'm gonna turn them into sauces and all sorts of things like that, which is very exciting. I know. It's really important harvest for us, garlic, because I use garlic in everything. When you cook from scratch, you do use a lot more herbs and garlic than if you got things out of jars. So it is a really important one because of the taste factor, basically, of home cooked food. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done already, please consider subscribing, because we can do a lot here but we can't grow without you. So see you next time. Bye bye.